Know me. My name is Stephanie Swanger, and I am a career consultant with the Center for Career and Professional Development here at Mercer University. Specifically, I work with students to ensure that they are ready for whatever their next step is after Mercer. And so because of the fact that you are graduate level students, you may have already received some information on resumes and cover letters. And so today I'm going to talk a little bit more about how to customize your resume for the job search process. But know that at any time our office is available to assist you. And so with that, I'm actually going to turn my video off and share my screen and do a little bit of just chatting through this process and how we can help you as you progress in your career. A little bit about what we're going to talk about today is just a little bit of overview about what our office does and how we can help you. How do you access our services? And then jump into the meat of this conversation, which is resume customization. Really easily, what does our office do? Well, our sole purpose of our office is really to equip and empower Mercerians to thrive in the lifelong process of career development. And so what that means is that not only do you get to access our services now as a current student, but you continue to retain access to our services after graduation. So even 1 year after graduation, 5, 10 years after graduation, you are always welcome to come back to our office and to engage with our services. The easiest way to look at it is that we teach and support lifelong skill development. My goal in what I do in our office is not to write your resume for you, but to teach you how to write a resume. My goal isn't to equip you for one interview. My goal is to teach you the skills so that you can carry that forward in all of your interviews. And so the ways that our office can help is we do everything from the very new of students, helping them to pick a major, all the way to the end of the process, talking through job search strategy, networking, salary expectations and negotiation, etiquette, anything that deals with how you are going to get to the next step in your process, we can assist with. We do have a website that I would encourage each one of you to check out as you have some time here in the next few weeks. It is at career.mercer.edu. It contains a number of resources. If you were to go to our student section, we segment some of our suggestions by undergraduate versus graduate versus professional students. We even have a section on there for faculty and family. We have tried to hit all of the high points and provide all of the resources necessary. However, not all of our resources can be on our public-facing website, and so we do provide students and alumni a Handshake account. Handshake is an online career development platform where you as a student or alumni can engage with our office and with employers who are looking to hire. As of literally maybe an hour ago, because I just checked, we are connected with over 11,000 employers. There is over 500,000 employers on the platform, and we connect with new employers every single business day. This is a platform by which you could ask for an electronic resume or document review, cover letter review. It's also the way through which that you would schedule an appointment with our office and access to other additional resources such as Big Interview that I've outlined here on the screen. Each one of you already have an account. You don't have to create it or go through a sign up process that has already been created for you. All you need to do is go to mercer.joinhandshake.com. You'll get to the logon screen, and when you get the logon screen, you will click the big blue button that says Mercer Student. And at that Mercer Student button, it's going to take you to what I affectionately call the Stadium logon screen. You'll enter your MUID and associated password, press enter, and you're into the entire product. So with that, that's how you access our services, and that's what we can do for you. But I really wanted to take a few minutes to supplement the work that Dr. Isaac is doing with you this evening to talk about resumes and the job search. Again, many of you probably have received guidance on your resume, but know that our staff is here to assist you. We do that one-on-one. We can do that through electronic reviews. We can do that through appointments, but we will help you with every step of developing your resume and understanding specifically what the employers are looking for on your document. The purpose of your document, of course, is that it's to set you apart from the competition. Your goal is not to blend in, of course. You want to be that shining candidate that when an employer is looking at all of their documents, they can pick you out and say, this is a quality candidate. We need to get to know this person more. Understand that a resume will get you an interview, and an interview will get you the job. Very, very seldomly are you ever going to be in a situation where the resume is going to get you the job. There is always that intermediate step of interviewing. But again, it is your job to set yourself out from the competition. However, you need to know that writing a good resume is only half of the trick in this whole process. Your resume must be customized to the specific job that you're applying to. So yes, does that mean that as a job searching higher education student that you must have essentially a resume for every job you apply to? This sounds totally daunting. I 100% get that. But it's not, and it doesn't have to be daunting. But understand that really you have to customize. That's how you're going to win the system. Why am I saying you have to win the system? Why must you customize? Well, one of the things for you to know, aside from that occasion where you're going to email your resume to someone, maybe a networking contact, you are most likely going to be applying for most of your jobs through what's called an applicant tracking system. Easiest way to put this is it's a computer program that has been taught to screen your documents, and it's going to compare your documents against the company's job descriptions, their requirements, their expectations, and any company keywords that they have put into the system. Ultimately, what it's going to do is based on your documents and the information you provide, it's going to determine your compatibility for the job. And on the back end, it is usually going to suggest to a company how you rank against other job candidates. This is before your resume even gets into someone's hands. As soon as we'll use Mercer as an example. As soon as you apply to a job at Mercer, the first thing you do, you're going to know you're in an applicant tracking system, because it's going to have you create an account, create a login, create a password, and then you're going to start your job application. You're creating a login, you're in an applicant tracking system. And again, what these HR divisions are doing and what these hiring managers are doing is that they are depending on their applicant tracking system to do some hard work for them. The example I always use with all of my students, just because it's a pretty generic example, is Geico. If you were applying for a job at Geico, they have hundreds of jobs open and they receive hundreds of applications for each job. They don't have the opportunity or the luxury to be able to sit down with a stack of resumes and go through each resume and look at them. They depend on their applicant tracking system to rank order the candidates, and then they might tell their tracking system, give me the top 20% of candidates. And then they're only looking at the cream of the crop. They are looking at that top layer of candidates. So again, it's not just good enough to have a great looking, awesome resume, because if you're not matching your language on your resume to the job application, you won't make that top cut. So how do we do this? Well, first and foremost, an easy way of doing this, of course, is looking at the job description. The way that I work with students, I say, print out that job description. I want you to highlight every single skill in that job description that you have. If you highlighted it, it must appear in your resume. That's an easy, free way to do it, and it's quite effective. Another thing that I wanted to expose you to is that there are websites out there that will do it for you. And I'm actually going to demonstrate one for you today just to show you how this process works on the back end. If at any time you want to see how this works in real life, make an appointment with me. I'm happy to sit down with you. Now, what I will tell you about JobScan is that JobScan is a really robust tool that's going to give you as a job seeker instant analysis of your document and how it compares to the job description. And you can revise your document and then rescan and see how you compare. JobScan is a paid platform. So unfortunately, it's a very expensive platform for us to be able to provide to every student. So we couldn't do that. But I do like to expose job candidates to this because sometimes it does work to your benefit to pay for this service, maybe do a 3-month trial run with it through the bulk majority of your job search and really get a feel for how it's critiquing your documents, and then move on and make sure that you're doing it in pen and paper. So understand that if you create an account with JobScan, they will give you, I think it's like 23 or 20, excuse me, free scans per month. And then if you refer friends, they give you some more. So there are some ways to get some free scans, and I would highly benefit create a free account. Use those free scans to get yourself a feel for how applicant tracking systems are working. So to show you what the inside of JobScan looks like, I decided to put myself to the test. So I ran my personal CV literally as of maybe 30 minutes ago against a job description that I found on Higher Ed Jobs. I literally went into Higher Ed Jobs just now. I found a job description for a career advising and development program manager at Kaiser Permanente's new School of Medicine, like literally new School of Medicine. They are opening up, I believe it's this fall. I have worked with students to prepare applications for this particular School of Medicine. So the first thing I did was just to see how I matched up as I ran my current document as it stands, no changes whatsoever, my current document as it stands against this job description. And lo and behold, my initial match rate was 37%. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, holy moly, in the world of academics, Stephanie, you just failed miserably. And honestly, in all reality, yes, I did. I failed miserably. It is not that I am not qualified for this for this job. It is that I didn't take the time to revise my resume for this position. This is what's happening every time you apply for a job when you don't customize your document. What ends up happening, there's a number of things that this website will do for you. You can kind of see a generic rating scale that I have, but it'll break things down for hard skills versus soft skills. It'll break things down to tell me whether I match the appropriate degree requirements, whether they can suggest specific things about that company and the way that their applicant tracking system works, or whether even all the way down to, did I format the dates right on my document for this company? So here's a brief synopsis on what it looks like on the back end. So the larger version, or the larger screenshot that you're seeing on the left-hand side, is the hard skills, things that were mentioned in the job description that were or were not in my resume. So you'll see top of the line, the word medicine appears in the job description 7 times, does not appear in my resume. Whereas the word education appears 12 times in my resume and only 4 times in their job description. Your goal throughout this process is to address those red X's. So for example, I do lots of work within medicine. I prepare undergraduate students to apply for medical school, to go to a school of medicine. I have plenty of opportunities to include the word medicine on my resume. Another error on mine is benchmarking. I do lots of benchmarking. I do all of the data and assessment for our office. And I'm also on the University Assessment Council for the entire university. I do assessment work within our Division of Student Affairs. I do lots of benchmarking using that data. Again, a huge area of improvement for my document. Now there's going to be some things maybe that I can't work on. I have no experience in SAS. I have no licensure experience. I'm not licensed in anything necessarily. So as you'll see, some of these X's you'll be able to address, and some of them you may not be able to address. The smaller visual that you're seeing were soft skills, things that I need to potentially address when possible. So you'll start to notice that there's difference in word variations. Collaborate versus collaboration. What they're telling me here is, hey, I match on the word collaborate, but not on collaboration. So it would benefit me to go in and work collaboration into my document. Same thing with influence, excellent interpersonal skills versus just interpersonal skills. If you can work in excellent interpersonal skills, you might get a check off for both of those. Diverse populations, high quality. Lots and lots of opportunities for me to really step up the level of my document and meet what Kaiser is looking for. So of course, what did I do in this very easy rendition? I literally went in and added some of these. I adjusted my document literally in a maybe 5 to 10 minute edit of my resume to see if I could match more of the language that Kaiser was looking for this career position in their School of Medicine. And what happened? Immediately, 5 minutes of work on my document, and I increased my match rate by almost 30%. We'll say 25%. That's huge. Know that in this process, you're not shooting for 100%. That would be almost impossible. JobScan encourages you to try to shoot for 80%. I know that I can actually get really close to 80%, if not over, if I were to continue, maybe give my resume, really sit down and do an actual edit to my document so that I can match more of their information. But if you want to know what it was that I changed on my document in order to just increase it this much, these are parts of my resume. And the highlights in yellow are the parts that I updated. So you'll see in the only place I really touched, the only job description that I touched was my current career consultant position with Mercer University. I included just in my top description, including prospective School of Medicine applicants. That lead in part that I added the clause, the lead into the rest of that sentence was already there. I just specified that not only am I working with sciences and pre-health professions, I specifically spelled out the School of Medicine. I have worked with student leaders within our office. Clearly, in working with student leaders, I am providing mentorship. I went in and added the word mentorship. And the work with my data and assessment, I forgot to highlight it, but I did include high quality in there. I went back and included benchmarking. And then in the next line, I talked about using our data for influencing our future work and using it as a catalyst for change for what we do. I did add one complete bullet to this job description. It was the last bullet, and it's that I am a liaison with pre-health professional programs, including School of Medicine administrators, which I do currently, to ensure that I'm advising students in a manner that provides adequate preparation for medical school applications and a career in medicine. So in that bullet alone, I included medicine 2 more times. I included the word advising, which was a soft skill, and I included both medical and school, which were other areas that I was missing in my document. Lastly, I added a technology section. We all have Microsoft Office Suite skills, but I went ahead and spelled it out because they specifically said they were looking for Excel. So I went in and added it in, and then I threw in SPSS. Again, it was that simple, and making myself go from a really mediocre candidate to the potential of starting to climb that ladder of being a candidate that will excel. So how do you do all of this? Well, number one, know that it is a turnoff for recruiters with poor writing skills. At this point, you are master's level candidates. You have worked on honing your writing skills. One thing that I will warn you with resumes and cover letters, this is usually a skill that is very different from your academic writing. Of course, very different from your social writing. And so that's where our office steps in. We are here to follow the trends, to understand what the recruiters are looking for, to help you focus in on your career lingo, to help you focus in on your career speak. So you should always look at your documents for typos, for jargon, for things that might just not work within a professional document. But then also know that our office is here to help you edit these documents. So I would highly encourage that each one of you go to one of the job search websites inside higher ed. Again, I looked at higher ed jobs to find the one position that I use as an example today, but there are a ton of job search websites. This is just a very small portion of the opportunities out there, but go find a target website or a target job description and see if you can update your document. See if you can really get your document to the next level. Then bring your document to us and we can help you even step it up another level. So again, with that, that was kind of the nitty gritty on how to customize your document in order to engage in your job search process. I know that each one of you are going to have a very specific story and very specific needs. And so I would really encourage each one of you, make an appointment with our office. I am happy to meet. I have a particular passion in my heart for working with higher education master's students and would love to meet with any one of you, but we also have other members of our staff who meet with students in the Tift College of Education or really any program. But again, you retain access to all of our services after you graduate and all throughout your time here at Mercer. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us. One thing that I do want to point out, and you can get more information about this on our webpage, or you can contact me, is today we launched a 5-week job search boot camp that I would encourage each one of you to sign up for. And I'm happy to provide that link. I will provide that link to Dr. Isaac so that she can give that to you. It is a self-guided search. So what we are doing is every Monday at noon, we provide a webinar. So for example, today's webinar was recorded. So even though you're not signed up yet, you could still catch up and still join in. We'll provide a 1-hour webinar where we will engage you in a topic for the week and then provide what we're calling assignments. This is kind of the easiest thing to put it as. Assignments for you to tackle during the week to help you understand and accelerate your job search process. Even if you're not searching right this second, your master's level students, and you're going to be searching very soon. And really in higher ed, we're all always searching. There's always someone trying to pull on you, calling on you for that next great opportunity. And we want to help you find it. So I would highly encourage each one of you to sign up for the Job Search Bootcamp. Again, it just began today, so you haven't missed much, or if anything at all. The recording of today's webinar will be placed we're using Canvas as a way to conduct this boot camp. It's going to be placed on Canvas for all of the participants of the boot camp. And then our next webinar isn't even for another 2 weeks because of course next week, with it being Memorial Day, we're taking a week off. So again, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Dr. Isaac can always get you in contact with me. And please, please, please have a fantastic, wonderful summer. I know I'm looking forward to it, classes and all, and I wish you all the best with your internships this semester. Again, thank you so much, and go Bears.